The United States is on edge. Planes are grounded, federal offices are shuttered, and thousands of government workers are waking up each morning with no paycheck in sight. What was once just a budget disagreement in Washington has now snowballed into a nationwide crisis. The U.S. government shutdown has officially entered its seventh day, and from airport chaos to unpaid workers, its impact is being felt in every corner of the country. This isn't just another political story. It's about the people caught in the middle, the pilots trying to keep planes in the air, the parents wondering how they'll pay rent, and the citizens asking why their leaders can't find common ground. America's political divide has once again spilled into the real world, and millions are paying the price. If you've been hearing about this shutdown and wondering what it really means, why it started, who's affected, and how deep this crisis might go, stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll understand how a political deadlock turned into a national disruption and what could happen next if the standoff continues. America is at a standstill. Airports are in disarray, government buildings are empty, and hundreds of thousands of people have been forced out of work. It's now the seventh day of the U.S. government shutdown, a political crisis that's shaking the country from the skies to the ground. What began as a dispute in Washington has now spilled into the everyday lives of ordinary Americans. Travelers are stranded, workers are unpaid, and families are running out of patience. The question on everyone's mind is, how did this happen, and when will it end? The shutdown started after lawmakers failed to agree on a new spending bill to fund the government. Both sides of Congress and the president are locked in a bitter fight over how the nation's money should be spent. Without that agreement, funding for major federal agencies expired, forcing them to shut down. National parks closed their gates, government offices turned away employees, and millions of Americans woke up to a nation running on pause. The impact is visible everywhere. At airports, passengers are facing long lines and canceled flights because air traffic controllers and TSA agents are either working without pay or staying home. Many of them say they're exhausted and worry that understaffing could affect flight safety. Aviation inspections, pilot training, and aircraft certifications are delayed, all things that keep flying safe. The skies that once symbolized freedom and movement now reflect frustration and uncertainty. On the ground, the pain is just as real. More than 800,000 federal workers have been hit hard. Some have been told to stay home with no pay, while others are still working because their jobs are essential, but they aren't getting paid either. These people include park rangers, border patrol agents, scientists, and safety inspectors. They're doing their duties with no paycheck in sight. Imagine having to pay rent, buy food, and take care of your family while your salary is frozen because of politics. Many families are already turning to food banks and local charities for help. Some say they've never had to ask for assistance before, but they have no other choice. The shutdown is exposing just how dependent millions of people are on timely paychecks, and how fragile their situation becomes when the system stops working. The economy is taking a serious hit too. Experts estimate that each week of shutdown costs the U.S. billions of dollars. Businesses that rely on government contracts or tourists are losing money. Farmers are waiting for federal loans and subsidies that can't be processed. Even investors are nervous because instability in Washington often shakes the stock market. When people lose confidence in their government, they hesitate to spend, invest, or plan ahead, and that slows down the entire economy. While the nation struggles, Washington is stuck in a war of words. The president blames lawmakers for blocking his plans, while Congress accuses the administration of using the shutdown to gain political leverage. Both sides appear more focused on winning the argument than solving the problem. Meanwhile, the people are paying the price, the very citizens these politicians claim to serve. The longer this continues, the more serious the consequences become. Essential services like disaster relief, veterans benefits, and housing support could soon be delayed. The frustration among citizens is growing, and polls show that trust in government is falling fast. This shutdown isn't just about budgets anymore. It's about leadership, responsibility, and the future of the country. As the days drag on, uncertainty fills the air. People wonder how long they'll have to wait before things return to normal. Families are stretching their last paychecks, travelers are avoiding flights, and workers are counting days in silence. The shutdown has turned from a political debate into a symbol of division, a reminder that when leaders refuse to cooperate, it's the people who suffer. If you believe Americans deserve better than this endless political drama, hit that like button. If you think leaders should put the nation before their personal agendas, share this video so others can understand what's really going on. And if you want to stay updated as this story develops, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. The shutdown will end someday, but until it does, the country is watching, waiting, and hoping for the moment when the lights in Washington finally come back on.